Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. And just to be a little nosy, let me see who was here first. Rodney Jackson, thank you so much for being here first. Um, well, we have some sad news in the world of the Sussex squad. um, Sadly, Pedal's father passed away, and she did mention that it was getting to uh, that point, and I guess I must have I don't know what time, but I guess sometimes when you have that feeling, and for some reason, even though I have forgotten again and again, I said to myself, maybe this afternoon, I'm just like, oh, I got to remind people to pray for Petal and her family. And anyway, one of the squatties managed to send me a message. And then that's when I saw it. I'm just like, oh boy, no wonder I was thinking about it so much. So um, if you want to leave some kind words for her, I would say go over to her community tab, and yeah, you could say something over there. Let me see. I'll grab the link for it. Um, oh boy, what did I just do? Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. All the way up there. Let me grab that and I'll put it here. And you can read the message that she left for us. There we go. Hey, Connie Bomber. Okay, there you go. It's at the top of the chat. So, again, if you want to leave a kind word or two for Petal, that is a good place to do it. And that is the link for the community tab over at Facts and 2 Cents. Okay. All right. Oh, it was this morning. Okay. I'm telling you, I had the strongest feeling. I'm going to say around noon for me. And I'm just like, just out of the blue, I was like, I got to remember to say something. I got to remember to say something. Okay. And let me get this down here back to my eye level. Excuse me. Let's see. Take a look at a couple of your comments here. Bonjour, Muriel. Bonjour. It's 5:30 over there. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. I can smell the croissants, right? Can you guys smell that? If you take a sniff hard enough, you can smell those croissants cooking. I tell you, one of the proudest moments of my life was when I walked the streets of Paris and I went inside of a bakery and I was like, s'il vous plaît, baguette. And I got a baguette. Now, being an American, it just about drove me crazy that he took a piece of paper and wrapped it around like just a portion big enough for me to wrap my hand around it. You know, in the US, we want everything inside of a paper bag, and then inside of a plastic bag, and then down in a box, and then another container and another bag. You know, we like to have a lot of uh, wrappers and coverings, and you know what I mean? I'm an American. Whenever I buy something, I want it triple, double, quadruple wrapped. I don't care how many trees have to die. I don't care how much petroleum products are used. Just please adequately cover my stuff so that no air gets through it. No one can see what I have. I'm an American. I want everything wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. Okay? I don't care how much it costs. Just cover it. This man handed me a baguette. And I only had like a piece of paper to hold around it. So I walked around and I munched on it and I bit off of it and everything. And I was smiling at everybody on the street and waving my baguette. Yep, I was so proud of myself. I'm like, look at me. Look at me. From the ghetto to to Paris, walking those ancient cobblestone streets and looking at all of these houseman buildings. Oh, I was so full of myself. Oh, I tell you. And like a typical American, I found my way into a McDonald's. And at the McDonald's, I had the best big breakfast I ever had in my life. Picture it, Paris, 2007. Okay. I had, let me see, an orange juice. There were three croissants, very tiny, la petite croissants. There was one that had chocolate. There was one that had butter in it. No, I know it was just a regular butter flavor croissant. And the other one, I think it had like a marmalade. Okay. Also, there was an egg McMuffin. Okay. This is all the same breakfast. Three mini croissants, orange juice, egg McMuffin, coffee, and was it a parfait? I can't remember. But anyway, it was so much food. And talk about good. You know, they have better quality ingredients. They don't give them like, things that you would use to make a yoga mat and all that kind of stuff like they did at Subway. They don't do that. Their stuff is made just for France, okay? And that was the best McDonald's big breakfast I ever had in my life. Right, Church Nelly? Church Nelly, we got to get you a passport. Do you have a passport? I'm just curious. We got to get you a passport, Church Nelly, because you be hating. We got to get you up out of here, take you someplace, and maybe Spain. For some reason, I kind of think you would get along very well in Spain. Yep, you would get along very well. I'd have to take you to like a bullfight or something so you can see those matadors walking around in those tight breeches. I think I think you would do rather well in Spain. Might catch a case, might get locked up for stalking, but I tell you, clearly worth it. You ought to see what they have over there. Okay. Let's see. Yep. I was walking down the streets of Paris singing, Papa's got a brand new baguette. Papa's got a brand new baguette. Hey. Okay. So this was from yesterday. Kelly Zafin, also known as Heart Mom on the Instagram. Let's see. She says, my deepest gratitude. Oh, by the way, she says, oh, what a night. My deepest gratitude to to Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the extraordinary care they gave to our daughter Lily. Our journey began when she was just 2.5, and from that day forward, we've experienced nothing but kindness, hope, care, and unmatched expertise. Our team at Children's has given us strength and hope during the most challenging moments, and their commitment to Lily's care has made. Yeah, I just noticed that Lily. Okay, has made all the difference in our family. Let's see. I was also beyond grateful to share in this beautiful evening with one of my closest friends, Meg. Our commitment to supporting Children's Hospital Los Angeles and community is truly inspiring. I'm so grateful to have you by my side. Aw, how sweet. And take a look on the left side. That's what she posted on her Instagram. Let me see. Highbrow hippie, glowing and gorgeous friends, Kelly and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, attending Children's Hospital Los Angeles gala. Cut in style for Meghan. Hector's World colors for both Katie. Oh, I wonder if so I guess maybe Hector did Megan's hair for the night. Oh, okay. That's cute. A little plug for Hector's. All right. And then right here, Meghan Markle repurposes the red silk. What is that? Is it Faily gown from the pre-fall 2022 collection at the 2024 Children's Hospital Los Angeles Gala, previously worn in 2021 at the Intrepid Museum Salute to Freedom Gala. So, yes, everyone is absolutely right when they say, oh, yeah, I've seen that gown before. You certainly have. All right. Hey, cookies and cream. And take a look here. One of the squatties posted an image of Meghan from 2012. So that is Meghan 2012 doing the red carpet look. And there on for 2024 is Meghan from last night. How about that? How about that? Yep. How about that? Time has stood still. And then there on the left side, Princess Meghan at the Children's Hospital LA Gala, supporting the beautiful kids that benefit from the excellent care at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Princess Meghan visiting the hospital in March 2024 as part of oh, was that this year? I guess it was. As part of the Make March Matters campaign. I don't know why I thought that was last year, but okay. Wow. You know what? The Sussexes have done so much this year. I don't know how they can fit anything else into this year. I really don't, but I hope they try. Well, okay. I guess that was this past spring, huh? All right. And look how cute they are on the right side, right? And of course, I suppose that this was from March. You know what? Let me just double check that because I promise you, it seemed like that was so much longer ago. Uh, and I am just curious. Okay. So this article is from April 2nd. So I guess it was March. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It says March 21st. Meghan Markle had a Princess Diana moment on March 24th when she stopped by to visit the Los Angeles Children's Hospital. Okay. All right. Okay. Hospital, more than 65,000 books annually. Oh, okay. All right. So that was the article. So, yeah, it was this year. That just blows my mind. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how that's possible. And you know what I just noticed is that I don't know if that's deliberate or not. Hold on. I love that photo. Let me save that one. I love that photo. You know what? Why don't we do that? Go through the photos from last night. We'll do that very quick. Go through the photos from last night. Okay. So we can see how all of this started. It started right here, right here. What I was going to say is that I don't know if they've done that on purpose, but the background of the photo kind of looks like a chalkboard. You know, some schools had the blackboard and some schools had the green boards. And I think about half the time when I was in grade school, we had the green boards. But anyway, um, kind of reminds me of that. And then, of course, leave it to the Daily Fail. Sussex goes solo. And yeah, so what a surprise. These came out, I'm going to say around 9:30 Central Time. And of course, instantly, I recalled the Carolina Herrera gown from the Intrepid, which is exactly what she's wearing. And that is Meghan from the Intrepid. Gorgeous. Wait, were you able to see the shoes? Okay, let me go back just in case you missed the shoe. There you go. Can you see the shoe? Gorgeous. Look at that shoe. We'll sling back. Okay. Now that was an amazing night. And then, of course, there was last night. About last night. Oh, by the way, that's the CEO of Children's Hospital. And of course, Kelly Zafin. And did I read somewhere that Kelly Zafin used to be a model? Okay. Yeah, we don't need to go through those again. Okay. I'm not going to talk about that hair anymore. Whose ever hair it is, I have nothing to say about it. That's none of my business. And of course, there's Meghan reading to the children at the Children's Hospital. And you know what? Um, they did take photos, and I think, if I recall, that there was some criticism about Meghan taking these pictures and everything, but actually the photos were for the family. The families were encouraged to take photos for that event. But that was back when they were still trying to say everything was a Netflix camera crew. but it was not. And then I got to thinking, why is it that the rest of the royal family, wonder why they don't have outings like this? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, yeah, because they terrify the children. Those kids become petrified whenever they see those two, right? And not just limited to those two. Let us not forget the wicked witch of the, what was that the lady called her? The wicked witch of the devil. She called Camilla the wicked witch of the devil. Let us not forget the wicked witch of the devil. They're kind of scary. They scare people. Yeah, they're terrifying. So it's easy to understand why people don't call out to Kensington Palace or Buckingham Palace more often and say, you know, there's this event that we got, and we were wondering. No, they ain't gonna do that. They don't want to do that. Those kids are being and wet themselves trying to stare down those beak-like noses. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Where was that? Was it here? Uh, oh, yeah, there it is, March 2024. You know what? I thought I had a sound bite for that one. Let me see. I think I have a sound bite. Oh, pedo. I just feel I got this need to reach out to pedo right now. Okay. And let me see here. Oh, actually I kind of need that. Okay. Let me find it. Let me find it. Is that it? Yes, this is it. This is it. Okay, I got it. I got it. You could hear Meghan in her own voice. I just can't play the video.
Oh my goodness, the work that they do at Children's Hospital LA is otherworldly. And I think from my standpoint as a mother, no one wants to have to be in a position where you need to go to a place like this. But if you have to, the best place in the world you could go would be Children's Hospital LA. And I have close friends who still have their children there going through treatments, either from high school, close mom friends now that are having their children really have that experience. But the staff is incredible. And the amount of work that they do for families that really could not afford this level of care is something that I think should never be overlooked. So I'm just grateful for everything they do. Happy to be here to support. Oh my goodness, the work that they do at
You know, and as I hear Meghan saying that, the level of care, if you recall, Jimmy Kimmel, he had did a show about his family's own experience with going through a medical treatment for his child. And he was absolutely broken up trying to speak about it. And he also made a pitch for, universal health care, although every child in America is covered by universal health care. You need only apply for it, but every child is covered by universal health care. That is mandated by the law that children have to be covered, even before adults was able to get health care. And I mean, his voice was shaking because of the experience that he went through um, getting care for his child. So it's a very serious thing, and gosh, when a parent has to go through that, I don't know how the medical professionals. I could not work at a with children like that in medical care. I really salute the people that work in any pediatric ward or anyone that work with children. I would be too emotional. Um, it if anything in this world gets me, and that's watching children suffer, even if it's just to take their temperature. If they start crying, I panic. So that's um, that's something that some medical professionals they do that every day, every day. So I tell you, you never know how important medical care is until you find yourself on the receiving end of it, and then you're just like, wow. But for you, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Uh, Connie Balmer says, when one of us is hurting, we hurt with them. Absolutely, Connie Balmer. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just, gosh, my heart is really, really, really with Pedal right now. Um, and what's really sweet, if you get a chance to go and check out the community tab, you'll see she has her father's artwork there, which is makes it that much sweeter just to see that. So, um, yeah, but that's what I was thinking about today. I'm just like, oh, I got to remind everybody. And then I saw the message. I was like, oh, no wonder I could not stop thinking about it. So, anyway, all right. Thank you so much, Connie Balmer. And again, thank you so much for being here and being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay. All right. Take that away. And so we were here. And oh, that's where I left off. Kitty. I know Kitty was here, right? And by the way, I believe both of these children deserve the Nobel Peace Prize for knowing the assignment, okay? Both of these children deserve the Nobel Peace Prize for knowing the assignment and accepting the assignment and carrying out the assignment. But they're not alone because there's these other children. Oh, this is why. See, children have a certain honesty. They don't know how to lie. They cannot. They just can't. They don't know how to lie. And when something doesn't please them, they make it very, very clear. Like, for instance, take a look there on the left side. Kate Middleton says Prince William worries about her being around babies. Um, I worry too. I'm just as concerned. I'm just as bothered as anybody. Yeah. Yes, I had to go through my archives today and I'm just like, okay, I remember that. Oh, I remember that one too. And how about this one? Those kids just weren't having it. Even their parents could not encourage them to smile. They were just like, you got to get me out of here. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. And of course, um, these poor children being downwind of the brewery, if you know what I mean, being downwind of the kiln. uh, I mean, if she managed to breathe hard enough, she'd put those kids to sleep. It'd be like somebody gave them some anesthesia or something. Yeah. And then, of course, remember Maundy Day when they went and filled in for the Queen? I think that was the day they had to fill in for the Queen. And for some reason, these kids remind me of the Adams family. It's like the Adams family Maundy Day. They knew the assignment too. Yeah, they knew the assignment too. Very gothic looking children, aren't they? Those are the most gothic looking children. Speaking of gothic, there's a painting called American Gothic. Well, this just looks like a painting, and it's also very gothic. Yeah, it's very gothic. Lord have mercy. It's almost as though it just dawned on them that it ain't going to get any better than this. This is as good as it gets. One of them then threatened their classmate about what's going to happen when his father becomes king. The other one is still trying to figure out why was that crazy lady looking at my auntie like that. And then one is still trying to figure out. Well, I won't say what the other one's trying to figure out. And of course, if you haven't figured out what's going on here, just think about what I was saying yesterday. Now, what do you think those kids are looking at? What do you think those kids are just clocking? Obviously, they see something that doesn't seem kosher. Huh? Didn't we just talk about that yesterday? Yeah. Yeah. Extensions are not limited to phone calls, if you know what I mean. Dial 1 if you know your party's extension. Dial 1 if you know your party's extension. Dial 2 if you can see an extension. Dial 3 if it's an entire wig. Yep. See, you can't put anything past those kids because they see everything. They see it all. And of course, oh, it was on television and now it's right here in front of me. Is it going to try to eat me? I'd be afraid too. And then, of course, here's a little collage of children. You know what? You see that photo in the middle? Look at where the dog is. Now look directly to the left of the dog. Do you remember those kids? I could not find the big photo with those kids. Remember them? Oh, I know it's so painfully small, but I could not find the big one, and I know I have it. That was at the flower show. That was when those kids were made to get on the bus. They paraded those kids on the bus and took them to the Chelsea Flower Show at the whim of the royal family. Yeah, classic, classic. Exclusive children's home run by charity Kate Middleton supports shut down over safeguarding fears. Not to be confused with the charity that closed down because the boss of the charity was convicted of unaliving someone. uh, and I didn't have much time, but there's a couple of more that is associated with Kate. Kate is like, she's like a jinx when it comes to these charities. Y'all know that she's a jinx. She is a jinx. There's something about these charities and Kate Middleton that just doesn't go together. It's never, ever a good thing. Uh, and let me not forget um, the Count of Wessex, or was this the Count of Duke of Edinburgh? Let us not forget him. That girl sitting up there looking at him like, uh huh, uh huh. And then, of course, the one with the blue headband tied on there, she's looking like, who is this? Who is this? Who this? Who this Hoppo? Absolutely nobody is impressed. Nobody. And my favorite. Now listen, I am willing to take up a collection for that young man right there. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Do you guys remember him? He should be in the Hall of Fame. They should name a street, an airport, a park, or something for him because he was able to make the point that others seem to allow to slip by them. Anybody? I'm looking to see if anybody remember him. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and show you. That is the one that I call Deuces. Well, I don't know what she was telling him, but this kid's was like, swerve, okay? Just swerve. I'm not even trying to hear that. Just swerve. This kid throws up the deuces. I'm telling you, this kid deserves the Hall of Fame. If there was any award, if they were going to give out one of those honors for the shadiest um, response to the Royals, this kid deserves like the Royal Order of the Victorian something Knight of the Realm. And of course, I don't know if this is like a ghost. Is this child for real? But I don't know. I'm just saying, where was she at back in 1992? A year that I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was a horribilis bliss. Yeah, I think this kid is much older than we thought. Yeah, she's ageless. And I would like for the authorities to try to figure out where she was back in 1992 when Windsor Castle uh, actually, I just did that today. You like it? I just put that together today. 1992 is a year that I shall look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was 1992. Queen out. Now, this is the way you're supposed to do it. This is the way you're supposed to do it. You allow the kids to envelop you. You don't just get all up in their face and everything. You're supposed to allow them to find you. It's just like they say when you're acting, don't look at the camera, let the camera find you. Same thing applies here. Let the children find you, and they will. And even last night, even the Daily Mail had to admit Meghan's motherly instincts when she asked the young man, "You're up late, right?" And of course, there was the dancers. Oh, there again on the right is the family from last night. Look at the big grin the little girl's got on her face. She's met a real princess. How sweet. A princess that doesn't have that wonky looking eye. She ain't putting her hands all up in your face. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when people meet a princess, they start sticking them hands out. But Meghan didn't do that. Either that or they can't stop laughing and grinning and all that kind of stuff. Meghan didn't do that. She just, spent some quality time with the children. And of course, Harry, who is like, very well known for his connection to just about anybody. Oh, and look at there from the Oceania tour. You can see that kid has a big grin on his face, even with his back turned. Look at there. They just know. They just know. And of course, the families down in Uvalde. And of course, the what was that cafe over in Dusseldorf, right? Meghan doing a story time over there. And remember this young lady from The Hague? Remember her? She was so proud to share her photo of Meghan with the classroom. She went to school and shared the photo with her classroom. So there she is on the right side, meeting with Meghan at the tent where they had the British families or the British kids' families. And then on the left side, that was her photo she took at school. And of course, during the Queen's mourning period, on the right side, that's more of the Oceania tour. That was when Meghan went back inside of the restaurant and she asked them, she said, "Can you please have them take those treats out to the kids that's been waiting all day?" Harry was looking at her like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "I'll be back." And she went back inside of the restaurant. If you guys have not seen that, when Harry and Meghan went on their Oceania tour down to Australia, Fiji, Tonga, Well, did they go to New Zealand? I think. Well, they were at this one cafe, I believe, in New Zealand, and the kids were out there waiting all day to see Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan. And so when they went to this little coffee house, this cafe, they had all kind of cakes and treats and finger sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. Well, of course, Harry and Meghan, they, I don't think they ate anything. They just talked to the employees of the establishment. And then when it was time to go, they went outside and there's all these kids. So Meghan went back inside and asked them if they could take those treats out to the kids. And they did. Some of the staff from the restaurant, very, very thoughtful. And of course, before they even knew each other, Harry was already touring Africa ever since he was a teenager. And there on the right, you can see Meghan during her days of Suits when she had time off. She would go and do service here and there. And of course, there's another image of Meghan from Africa before she met Harry. Now, got another soundbite for you. You probably recognize Patrick J. Adams. Now, this is from his podcast called Sidebar.
Characters. Rachel Zane comes up behind Mike and introduces herself, and we get to see the beginning of that relationship.
Before we dive into that scene,
Yeah.
When did you meet Meghan?
Oh, so Meghan and I had done a pilot before, a terrible, terrible pilot together. I won't even say the name of it, but you can IMDb it. There was a setting up of a romantic relationship in the pilot of that particular pilot too. And then we never saw each other again. The pilot failed. It was terrible and went away. And so we had never seen each other nor spoken to each other again. And then I saw her at the call, but I was in there because I was the first to be cast for this show. So when I went in to do the chemistry reads with Rachel, she was right there and she said hi. And I went, oh my God, so good to see you. And so I think our just knowing each other and getting to like calm down and not have those nerves of just getting to know one another really helped that chemistry read. And it was just clear that we had an easygoing thing when we went into that room. And it was pretty clear, if I remember correctly, that she was going to get the part from the minute we did the chemistry read. It was just so much easier than it was with anybody else.
Was the scene this scene?
It was this scene and the next one where she walks Mike through the whole office.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's a bear of an audition scene.
It's a big one. And she crushed it. She crushed it, and she crushes it in the show. So here we meet them. One of my favorite lines in the show, maybe in the whole series, I love you, whispered as she walks away.
That is a very popular meme, right? I love that.
I love you.
Yes.
Yeah. And in general, I just love that.
So, if you recall that scene, I haven't even watched the series, to be honest with you, but I do remember that scene. But yeah, so he has a podcast and it's called Sidebar. So make sure you check it out. It's a Suits rewatch or watch podcast. It's a great way to connect with the content. Oh, I think I have another soundbite. Do I or don't I? Let me see. I don't remember. Oh, yes. This is what is her name? Oh gosh, I haven't played any of her sound bites for a while, but you'll recognize her voice.
Mother, y'all, I'm late because it's homecoming and we was cutting up. But mother, is that a slight natural curl that I see? Mother, you're about to send them into an uproar because is that a slight natural curl that I see? Mother, They're officially going to be snot-nosed, ugly-faced, crying, sliding down the wall because you have a slight curl. Mother, you're glowing. Mother, this is the epitome of reclaiming my time. My girl popped out at the LA Children's Hospital event, charity event, and she looks stunning. She's re-wearing her Carolyn Herrera dress just without the long skirt. But mother, it's the hair, maybe even the darker brow, but girl, you look the good. Not good, but good. You look so refreshed. Y'all, is mother wearing a slight curl? Is it just me? Because mother is mothering. Oh, y'all have a good day. Y'all, I'm late.
Okay. So is me key? It's ITZ underscore me underscore key KE underscore. And she's on TikTok. I could barely see it there, but I just enlarged it someplace else. So now I can see it. But yeah, she always goes in for whatever Meghan's doing. And I just love her enthusiasm. Okay. Now, Camilla Tominey, I'm still waiting to hear the reason why I was dumped by the conservatives. One of the supposedly great hopes for the future of the party hasn't even got the guts to admit that they threw whatever that is, it says. Something it says there. But you know, girl, the Martians can see that you're conservative, and it doesn't mean anything that just maybe this one time things are not going your way. But she has been gatekeeping for the right wing for a very long time. They haven't abandoned you. They're probably tired of hearing you. You know, especially after you were looking crazy at Boris Johnson yesterday, whatever that look was, where she looked like she was aging rapidly because Boris Johnson managed to give a compliment to Prince Harry. I don't know what her problem is. I mean, look at her. She looked like she was ready to cry because Boris Johnson said something polite, intelligent and polite for a change, referring to both of the Sussexes as national assets that were definitely worth keeping. And if you all remember last week, Tim Wilson, the professor, he said that they should have done more to try to accommodate Meghan and Harry. They should have done more. They really should have. The thing about this 1,000-year-old institution is that it has emboldened so many people to believe that they can run roughshod over all of humanity and that they don't ever have to give an inch. They just have to maintain the party line. They have to be strong and decisive and crap all over people. And they're supposed to say, thank you so much for ruining my life. Life doesn't work like that. All she needs to do is stick around. Everything is going to go her way sooner or later. Maybe not as much as it has in the past, and maybe never again. But she won't know the difference. She ain't bright enough. But yeah, don't worry, big head. It's going to be okay. I'm still not managed to conclusively confirm which conservative leadership candidate vetoed me for the role of moderator at this week's party conference in Birmingham. I was due to interview all 4 hopefuls on Monday and Tuesday afternoon, but was stood down at the last minute by conservative campaign headquarters following a complaint. Whatever the complaint was is probably something you had coming a long time ago and you just got it. So they ditched you. So they threw you over for someone else. Like I said, they're tired of listening to you. Any day that goes by that you don't have to hear Camilla Tominey is what I call a successful day. Isn't she the one who's warned Meghan? Wait a minute, where is that quote? Let me find it. Let me see if we can throw this back on her. Let me find it. I think it is so apropos at the moment. She was saying something about what Meghan needs to learn. Let me see if this is a lesson she needs to learn. Okay. Okay, where is it? Ah, there we go. There we go. I told you people are tired of hearing her. She's irritating. Okay, there it is. The more Meghan Markle speaks, the less anyone wants to listen. Her new Spotify podcast archetype epitomizes the law of diminishing returns. Well, diminish your darn self. You're diminished. You have diminishing returns. And you need to learn that the more you speak, the less anybody wants to listen, as evident by the fact that they have thrown you over for a real person. So, like I said, it fits perfectly well. If she was laboring under the assumption that Meghan doesn't seem to know what people prefer, she ought to look at the big head in the mirror. She needs to look at that Easter Island head in the mirror. And maybe she'll see or hear something that nobody really wants to hear anymore. She's obsessed. And not only that, we all know she makes up stuff. We all know she makes up stuff. Troublemaker. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for her. Hopefully she won't be on television or popping up in documentaries anymore. You know what it's like to be watching a documentary and it's like a documentary that is, let's just say, for lack of a better word, pre-Meghan, right? And you're just enjoying it and you're learning something you didn't know. And then all of a sudden, big head Camilla Tominey pops up. The whole screen of the television is filled up with face and hairline and chin and you know what I mean? Her face is all up in the screen. You didn't ask for that. You're watching them talk about Philip and the Queen and all that kind of stuff. Maybe dragging Camilla, and then all of a sudden, that big giant face fills up the lens, covers the entire monitor. It just really kills the buzz, doesn't it? I think Camilla Tominey needs to take her own advice. It's about time that she realized that the more she speaks, the less anybody wants to listen. I can't say that about Meghan because when Meghan spoke, she won the People's Choice Award. She won the, what was that one from Variety? Women in Entertainment, whatever that was. Yeah, she won stuff. I don't remember anybody giving Camilla Tominey a prize. Unless she won them funny looking boots she was wearing that time. You think that was the prize when she won the when she was wearing them boots? You think that was the prize? Maybe that was the prize when she was modeling those ugly boots she had on. Let me see if I can find it. Since I've gone through so much trouble. Let me see. Tominey. Oh, I mean, those boots were horrible. Or either that or it was just the fact that she was wearing them. How come this ain't working? Let me try this. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I mean, there's just something about her. I could easily mistake her for a truck stop waitress, especially when she had them boots on. Now, those boots would probably be cute on a real person, but on that little hobbit, they just look strange, right? This is when she accused Meghan of reverse racism. I wonder whether Meghan has conscious of the bias. You want Meghan to be conscious of her alleged bias, supposed bias, when she is the queen of bias. She is the commercial truck stop waitress of bias. Yeah. Ooh, somebody thought they was cute that day, wasn't they? Ooh, she thought she was cute. You couldn't tell her nothing. Oh, well, in proportion to the rest of her body, I'm telling you, that is one big head broad right there. Ooh, she got a big head. Huge. Huge. And what's so strange is she always got her face up in somebody else. She always got her face up in somebody else's. You would think that was with that much face that you should be the quiet person in the room, not the big blabbermouth. But not her. She ain't got enough sense to shut up. She always talking. Just like when she was talking to John Cleese, leaning all in on him, he had to be terrified. See how he's sitting there like fight or flight? She scares people. Anyway, I'm done. I got that out my system. I cannot stand her. Ooh, I can't stand her. So ex-Aussie footballer Craig Foster rejects invite to meet King Charles. That's right. According to the National, which is a Scottish newspaper, Craig Foster earned 29 caps for the Socceroos throughout his career before becoming a human rights and refugee ambassador of Amnesty International following his retirement. On Friday, Foster posted a letter he had received from New South Wales Premier and Australian Labor Party MP Chris Minns, or is it Mines, and his wife Anna on social media. The letter invited Foster to a community barbecue in the presence of His Majesty the King Charles III and Her Majesty Camilla the Queen Consort. But Foster said he would not be attending such an event until Australia has its own elected head of state. Thanks, Anna and Chris, he said, but no thanks. I look forward to being in the presence of our first Aussie head of state. Now, when we put our big pants on as a country, King Charles and Queen Camilla are due to embark upon an autumn tour of Australia and Samoa between October 18th and October 26th. The monarchy campaign group Republic are set to hold demonstrations in Sydney and Canberra during King Charles's visit. Woo, he's walking into it, ain't he? I wonder why he is going and William and Kate is not going, since Kate is done with treatment. It says right there, thanks, Anna and Charles, Chris, is it? I can't see that. But anyway, it says the same thing from below. How about that? Well, this visit is already going south. This visit is already going south. Po Charles. When our country puts big pants on, when we put our big pants on as a country, he said what he said with his full chest. He said what he said. Now, King Charles set to pause his cancer treatment for 11 days during high-profile royal visit of Australia and Samoa later this month. Y'all, I don't think this man should go. I don't think he should go. William should go. Do you know how much material I would have if William went on this trip instead of his father? I think that he should go. He and take his wife with him. She's doing better. She's tan and robust and her face is nice and tight. He might as well take her. But instead, they're going to send a 75-year-old cancer patient. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea. Oh, well. All right, you guys, put your wellies on. Put your galoshes on because we're about to step into it. You ready? Here goes. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's row over Christmas holiday and latest sign of rift. Prince Harry is keen to spend Christmas holidays in the United Kingdom with his wife and children, but the Duchess of Sussex still has fears for the family's security. You want to do that again? Because I think they flipped this around when it comes to the security aspect. We all know whose call it has been about security. Harry said on television in front of the cameras that I will not bring my wife back to the United Kingdom until we work out this security. Nathan K. You know, that is just so obvious. It's so obvious. Even that little kid right there is just like, what you talking about, Willis? It is a ridiculous lie, not even worthy. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have received an invitation to spend Christmas with Charles and at Althorpe. Charles Spencer at Althorpe. And they don't know that, but it appears Meghan's reluctance to travel to the UK is hampering the couple's holiday plans. They don't know whether or not the Sussexes are planning to go to Althorpe for Christmas. Nobody knows that. They didn't know when the Spencers went to the, the St. Paul's Cathedral, right? They didn't know about that. They found out when they wanted them to know, like when they showed up. According to a well-placed source, Prince Harry is keen to spend Christmas holidays in the United Kingdom with his wife and children, but the Duchess still has fear for the family's security. The source adds, the situation has become so bad that it could prove a real turning point for the couple's 6-year marriage. Harry said that he's not bringing his family over there. Anyway, I'm gonna skip that. I can't. It's a very cloak and dagger, but Harry has extended his trip abroad by another few days, said a source. He'll likely go to Johannesburg and then to visit family and friends. Let me just say this. Every so often, I told you guys, just as a hobby, I like to figure out who's saying what. I like to look into the eyes, albeit, in cyberspace. I like to look into the eyes of the person who knows all these sources and well-placed people like Nathan Kay. Nathan Kay, who is the weekend editor for the Daily Express. The article is from the Daily Express. They are under so much pressure to just write about something, anything, whatever you can, just put it out there. Just put it out there. This is the same Daily Express who wrote 50 articles. They produced 50 articles about Meghan in one day. I'm sure that is a record. I'm sure that that's a record. All of the usual suspects put out a lot of articles in one day. But on this particular occasion, the Daily Express had 50 articles speculating, quoting sources that probably do not exist, quoting people at the palace that they've never spoken to. Not that they don't speak to them, but I'm just thinking most of these are just made up. These are figments of their imagination. They are pressured to churn out crap all day, every day. So for your consideration, this is Nathan Kay, the weekend editor of the Daily Express, who is going to put something out there, whether it's right or wrong, that ain't the point. They're going to put something out there. If it has any hint of reality, I mean a hint. Usually there's they're baseless. But if there's a hint of reality, meaning that they can quote the subject's name, then that's good enough. Just so you know, this is where stuff like that comes from. This is why you need more diversity in the newsroom. The lack of diversity, as far as I'm concerned, is why stuff like this happens. There's no safeguards. There's a profit model that requires X amount of articles on a daily basis. Whether they're accurate, it doesn't matter. They could always fall back on, this is just my opinion, it's in the public's best interest, and so on and so on. I wonder if his family is proud of him for going to school to learn journalism, or did he just take English or something like that? And this is what he's done with his fine education, is write these little hatchet jobs about people that he don't know, that he never met. And it just shows a lack of integrity, a lack of morals that someone does this. Mimosa says it's too much like right for them to admit that they have done to the Sussex family, and the fact that what they have done to the Sussex family, and the fact that they were dead wrong the whole time. Rhoda and the royal family were dead wrong, and is costing them greatly. Hear, hear. Thank you so much, Mimosa. And I agree. It is costing them. Their integrity in the royal family is in the toilet, because this bitter, angry all the time approach, even though they're being praised by the tabloids, real people see it as something very different, right? The other thing is that they have, for the most part, like I said the other day, you don't see too many of those usual tabloid reporters on American television. You don't see too many of them. It used to be a time when they would just kind of change their wording for the American market, and they could get by like that. But thanks to the Sussex squad for calling them out and producing receipts, now they're no longer able to do that. And I'm going to tell you, the one that is going to cash in the most out of all the Royal Rhoda, out of all the royal reporters, Omid Scobie. Omid Scobie had a bidding war for whatever material that he could produce. And there is definitely a market for it. See, when that pendulum swings the other direction, which it's doing right now, but once it clears over to the other side, when that pendulum gets all the way over to the other side, you're going to find that there is gold in them thar heels, that there's going to be a story to tell and money to make about that family. They're too boring to sustain people with royal weddings and funerals and all that kind of stuff. They're too boring for that. If you think the Queen's funeral was a big letdown in terms of ratings, if I can be so crass, wait until Charles' funeral come, and even worse, wait until Camilla's funeral come. It is going to be crickets. I don't know that the government will be willing to shut something down for Camilla. I don't know if the government is going to require a bank holiday for Godzilla, Camilla. I just don't see that. But thank you so much, Mimosa. And again, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Wait, let's see. Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, this is, oh, you know what? I didn't grab her name. You guys know the artist, right? Uh, Onez. Oh, anyway, you all know who I'm talking about. But I'll make sure I get her name later. But you recognize her work, right? She always comes up with her creation just in time. Now, she's not a squatty, but she loves creating works based on the Sussex family. And she was even kind enough to donate her work, some of her work, to one of the fundraisers that the Sussex Squad had not long ago. Actually, I think she's done that twice. So very, very cool. And I think this is the last one I have for today. Yes, it is. Coco Gauff wins China Open final in straight set. Center rallies to advance in Shanghai. I don't know what that means, center. Is that a person? But but don't they look adorable? Don't they look adorable? I'm like, do they get to keep those clothes? I'm sure they do. But they look cute. I love it. What is his name? Is it Nadal? Right? That's Nadal, right? Anyway, they're in China, and she had an interview earlier. And anyway, I'm crazy about her. I think she's really nice. And with that, you all, thank you so much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I cannot get this down to an hour for nothing. Remember to go over to the Facts and 2 Cents. There is a link at the top of the chat where you can leave a kind word or thought or a prayer for the for Petal's family. She just lost her father today, and anyway, if you're listening, Petal, we are all here for you. And in the unlikely event that Petal's mom is listening, we're still here for you and your family. So thank you so much. I only say that because Petal mom listened to me sometimes, which I am absolutely giddy about that. I think that is so sweet. Anything that is Petal mom's approved means it's a good thing. You know how they say doctor approved or dentist approved or whatever expert approved, right? Well, the fact that Royal Sussex is mom approved, that means we must be doing something right around here, right? So, yes, if I'm good enough for mom, then I must be okay. Okay. And with that, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, Majestic Sussex Report is in the house. I didn't know you were here. Alcaraz. Okay, that's his name, Alcaraz. Isn't that the name of that palace or castle in Seville? Alcaraz? I thought that was the name of that castle in Seville. Does Alcaraz mean castle? No, it doesn't. Okay. Or does it? Now I'm curious. You know, I want to find out, right? Okay. What does it mean? Alcaraz is Spanish habitational name that comes from the town of Alcaraz, excuse me, in the province of, is it I'll bet you. I'll bet anyway. The name is derived from the Arabic word for Alcaraz, Alkaras, which means the cherry. Aha. And since he became the top men's player, it's really like putting the cherry on top. Calm down, Church Nelly. Calm down. Anyway, Spanish proper pronoun Alcaraz. Al comes from Arabic word. For example, the proper. Okay, so yeah, that's what it means. It means the cherry, the Alcaraz, the cherry on top. Again, calm down, Church Nelly. Calm down. Yes, the Royal Palace in Seville. Yes, the Royal Palace in Seville. Beautiful place. They have amazing gardens there. I walk through the gardens and the water features and such. They're beautiful. And I think you can just walk there. Yes, just it's close to the cathedral. Good night, Gwendolyn Daniels. Okay, love you guys. Thank you very much. Hey, Legs, we're just about to take off. Thank you so much for stopping by. And anyway, see you all tomorrow. Good night. Oh, yeah, and by the way, thanks, moderators. I never get tired of that. The ending is just so majestic. If I didn't know better, I would say that somebody's playing one of those harps. That sounds like a harp. But anyway, that is so beautiful. I just love it. I never get tired of it. Although I was so embarrassed to admit that back in 2018, I was still a virgin, but oh, yeah, back in 2018, I was still a virgin. How embarrassing. Yep. Do not let the penicillin drip fool you. Virgin. Just because I always come back from vacation on penicillin means absolutely nothing. That is all circumstantial evidence. Anyway, hey, they treat a lot of stuff with penicillin. One should never assume. Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, see y'all.